All right, so this is the experimental setup for lab number 7 for Ohm's law. So here are my 4 resistor boxes. We'll go through how these are actually plugged in. This is my voltmeter at the moment. And this is our power supply. It's a AC/DC power supply. Right now it's put onto DC. That's where these guys are plugged into. I've turned it up to 10 volts. And I'm measuring the potential difference across just to make sure it's at 10.04 volts. So that's close enough. So let me unplug these for now and get this guy out of the way. So from here, I have one wire, this black wire here coming out of the positive side going to this one, which is set at 10. One line then going from the other green to the green. So you notice here it also has a black one with a bar with a line with 3 bars. That is for ground. Nothing ever goes on the ground. So we go only into green ones here. So I have one line going from the battery to here, one line coming out. So these two are now in series. But then after that, I have 2 lines. So this is my node. This is actually what's creating these guys to be in parallel. So some current's going to go through this one, some's going to go through this one. These two, you notice here, one line goes to here, the other one goes to here. These two now have 2 lines, which then flow directly into the battery at this point. So these two are connected together, which then finishes off my node to make sure that these guys are in parallel. So from here, all you're going to do is measure, first of all, the potentials across each one. The potential part's nice and easy. Make sure you're on 20 volts. One is in the middle, the other one is on COM. You measure the potential difference across 2 points. You're simply going to plug these guys in. So in this case, I have, sorry. There we go. So let me actually remeasure these because this went up a little bit. There we go. So here, so if you notice here, you notice I actually made a mistake. This was on 2000 as well as the 15. So make sure when you go through, no extra toggles are turned on. So that's actually a good thing. So again, I'm going to plug these right in here. This says this is at 2.16 volts. Plug this one. This one then is at 3.46 volts. These two. This one then is at 4.15. And finally, this one is at 4.2. Now, something's probably wrong somewhere because these two should be at exactly the same potential since they are, that's not on, since they are in parallel, but that's close enough. Good. So now, so that's how we measure the potential difference. Simply plug these guys in across the ports, and then that'll tell you the potential difference. When you're looking for current, you now have to only use one line. So let's unplug one line from here. Put this now down on to 10 amps. Now for this one, you have to actually break the line, which basically means if I have this line coming out from the battery, I'm going to pull this one out, plug that then into my ammeter, plug that back in. So this is what makes it actually in series. So now the current's running directly through here, directly then into my power or into my resistor box. So this says my current's running through here is 0.2 amps. So good. So I'm going to unplug this. And I'm going to plug this guy back in. Good. Plug him. I like to plug back this guy. Now for him, I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to break the line. So I'm going to break this. Plug this one here. Plug this guy then into my ammeter. So now I also have 0.2 amps, which is good because these guys should be in series. So they should have exactly the same amount of current running through. I'm going to break this guy, plug this guy back in. For him, I'm just going to break him here. So I'm going to plug this in, again into the green port, plug this one in here. Then I have 0.12 amps. So I'm going to unplug him, back in. And finally, I'm going to break this one here. Here. Good. Plug this guy in, and now I have 0.07 amps. Okay. So that's it. So once you make all those measurements, then you're going to go ahead, plug everything back in, take this one apart, and then put together circuit B. So this was all done for circuit A. And I'm just going to double check my potential difference across here since I had to reset this guy. So take one man here, grab another wire. I had that 2000 ohms on. And plug those in. So in this case, my potential difference is 9.92 across instead of. So that's it. So that's how we measure the potential difference. Again, measure potential difference, you go directly just into these ports. Okay, so just across the ends of the wires. For current, you then have to basically somewhat unassemble it because you have to break the line, because remember the ammeter has to be in series while the voltmeter has to be in parallel. So that's it. So that's circuit number 1, or circuit A. You're going to do the same thing for circuit B. Once you do circuit B, that's all your experimental data. And then all you're going to do is make sure you do all your calculations and then do your discrepancies, both relative and absolute discrepancies between the current and the potential across each one of these different resistors for each different circuit. And that's it.